Good day, everyone. This is EQ Bard, and I am doing another stream, and I'm actually recording this video. So today I'm on my Paladin, which you would say interesting. Um, but what I'm going to be showing you is how Paladins can quad. Um, get arrows up. We're going to need to get some more arrows. We're in the Lake of Ill-Omen. And we will be quadding Bloodgill goblins. Making sure that they're up. Okay, we've got at least one quad ready to go. So the great thing about the Bloodgills here, we're gonna make sure our left cloak is charged. The great thing about the Bloodgills is they are really good sources of experience from the early 40s to the early 50s. These ones on the corner here, they're close enough together that if you hit one, they both come. So we have a dex kit set up. We have maxed out, or we haven't maxed out, but we've got our dex over 170, which is theoretically on Project 1999 the goal for getting procs. There's a formula for procking, and in theory, you would proc twice a minute with 170 dex. And that's based off of whatever the delay is on your main hand weapon. Now, what's interesting and what some people feel is broken on Project 1999 is the procking on your bow is not based on the delay on the bow, but actually based on the delay of the main hand weapon. In addition to that, you'll get damage bonuses for higher delay, which is why you'll see warriors and shadow knights running around with a weighted axe and shooting with bow. So I am just running with J-boots, so I'm keeping ahead of these, but not necessarily enough that I can run back forever backwards. If I had so on, I basically could turn my back to, or turn around and run with these guys in front of me. But not having so, and I don't snare these. I typically don't snare when I'm bow quadding, especially lower stuff. Just because it's especially for some of these, it takes actually more time to get them snared up than it does to kill them. You'll see that in a second. I've had 2 procs go off, and I've already got these down to 70%. I do switch targets as I'm going through when I'm only doing 4, so that I kind of get even out the damage a little bit, and it gives me a good idea. There's proc number 3 and proc number 4. Good idea of basically how much damage is going out there. So you can see that one proc does an amazing amount of damage. I've got the Sky Darkener, also known as the Wuxi Bow. It procs a quad spell. Can't remember the name of it. Procs Lightning Strike. Basically, it's the same thing as Luminescent Staff or Lumi Staff that you'll see druids going around with, but it's an instant. So rather than sitting and having to stand still and have these guys run towards you and have it barely go off before they get to you, you're able to sit and shoot with these. The one problem with switching targets like that, especially like if I was doing wyverns, you have a chance of hitting anything that's around you. Not so much of a problem here in Lake of Ill-Omen unless I'm over by deep, but it can be a problem if I'm quadding on the beach, quadding wyverns on the beach in Cobalt Scar, where I can accidentally shoot a Otterman, and that can cause problems. So there we go, proc number 5. Uh, most of these died with that, or actually, sorry, one of those died with that. Most of them still have at least some, so I wasn't spreading out my archery hits as well as I would like. I'm about 1. Then what I'm doing here is I'm running forward or auto running, and then I'm just right click mouse looking back when I've got some space. There's 2 dead. I prefer doing this with there's 3 dead and the 4th one has got just enough health to be annoying. So we'll see if we can get that good Earth Shaker. Nope, but still 166 damage with the slash, not bad. Do like the blood gills. They're a nice little experience boost. I did not check what my experience was when I started this. I should have done that just to see where we're at. I'm expecting that it's probably going to get about 1%. I'm level 50. I just got level 50 on this guy last session, so there should be a second one there, right? Or did I loot all 4? Anyway, so that took about a stack and a half of arrows, probably closer to 3 stacks actually. And I will want to go through it after the next quad, or go through and recheck my arrows. I've got a good amount. I've got a few quads in me left. The last thing you want to do is run out of arrows mid-quad. It's embarrassing. The good news is that Lake of Ill-Omen is right next to Fiona of Eye. If you have a good aligned character, you can go there and buy arrows. There's an arrow merchant over there over by what's called the Mud Puddle. And it's a what's called a shady vendor. Basically it charges more per arrow, but a stack of arrows out of a normal vendor costs like 1 gold, so I think that costs like 3. Definitely not a deal breaker or a problem. So, as you can see, full mana, full health, absolutely no downtime on this. The only downtime you'll see on these kind of things is how long it takes the mobs to respawn. Blood gills are on a 12-minute respawn, so it does take a little time for that. You can actually run all. There are 12 blood gill goblins in Lake of Ill-Omen. You can actually run through all 12, and by the time you're done with your 3rd quad, the 1st quad will be respawning. So there we go. We've got all 4 hit. That's quad. No, that's proc number 1. Unfortunately, I feel like the Paladin is the worst class to put a Sky Darkener on. Of the 3 classes that Sky Darkener can go on. I'm going to bring that back up here really quick. So Paladin, Ranger, and Shadow Knight can use Sky Darkener. I think it's kind of silly that Warriors can't, but there you go. Rangers are great for Sky Darkener because they have higher bow skill. So their single shots with the bow are doing far more damage than what you're seeing here. Typically I hit in the hundreds on my Ranger when I'm quadding with that. Unfortunately, Rangers have the same limitation that Paladins do, in that Earthshaker is about the best weapon that they can use for getting their procs frequency up. So that's proc number 2 for this guy. And as you can see, these guys are down to 60% already, 70%. Cycling through. trying to make sure that I don't have one sitting around like 40% when this is all done. Can happen, haven't had it happen very often. There we go, there's proc number 3. Looks like I may have missed this guy. There's proc number 4 with one of my procs. Either that or I'm off on my proc count. So we should be seeing 20% damage per proc. Proc number 5. My Shadow Knight uses a weighted axe and pretty much gets constant procs. I will show him later. One of the biggest problem with doing this method is sometimes it can make you a little dizzy. And sometimes you can lose focus. I like to shoot around in a place where I can have, something, a permanent fixture to focus on. Like in this one, I can look at the water and know, the water's to my right, and know that, where I am at all times. If I am quadding in Awakening Lands, I'll quad suits. I'll typically keep either like the mountain or the wall of Kale within sight so that I know where I am with relation to that at all times. Gonna re-up on the Lev Cloak. Alright. And that's just a quick view of quadding, like I said. Could do another round with the ones down here. These are a little bit more of a pain to pick up because you can't shoot them from the surface. So I will typically leave them, and for the purposes of this video, we'll leave them at that. So I'm going to park back out, 11%, 2 quads. So getting about getting 1 to 1.5% per kelp. So, all right. Well, thank you all for watching, and have a great day.